So today then I thought I'd do a Q&A session. Obviously we had our webinar not that long ago and I didn't do a Q&A after that one. So here we are on Saturday to give you all a Q&A. If you've got any questions, which I'm sure you have, put them in the chat area, and please guys, if you would make sure that you put question before it, and then I can find wherever it is in the chat area. Obviously I will do my very best, but a disclaimer before we start in the Q&A. It's my opinion, okay, and it's my views and thoughts on the question or the answers to the questions. Nothing has come through corporate officially, so please bear that in mind when I am answering it, that it is just my opinion of what you are asking. So let's start off then, and let's see if we've got any questions in the chat. Nice messages all about Marty. That's very kind of you. And also guys, thank you for everybody who reached out to me yesterday after I did my live about choices. I got an awful lot of very positive responses from you about it, basically saying many of you feel exactly the same as I do, which is lovely to hear. That we are, it's nice to know that we're all on the same page for those that want to have the choice to follow our CEO Ashmu Farah. So thank you for the ones that reached out to me. It was very, very kind of you. And if you haven't seen it, that live is in on this YouTube channel, so just go and find it and you will be able to listen to it in its entirety. Thank you, Jean, and also for John Berea to remind people to put question before you write it. Here we go, Brotherman, as always. Lovely to see you on here, my friend. We have a question here. I'm trying to refund the money of those I bought into OnPassive because I want to clear my name, as some have called me a scammer. Do you think I am correct to refund people to clear my name? Good question, and the answer to that is no, I don't think you should as well. Everybody who became a founder in OnPassive did so over their own free will, and also they well, how can I put this? Anytime people pay to be in anything, they know the risks that are involved with paying for something. I don't think that you need to, I don't think that clearing or you refunding people would make any difference to what people think of you anyway. As far as you being a scammer is concerned, no, you haven't. You have presented an opportunity to people in good faith of what you know, and they have made a decision again of their own free will to become a founder of this business. If they have decided that the company is not for them and you feel that by refunding them they will think differently of you, then I don't think that goes hand in hand. So do you think I'm correct, or do I think you're correct in refunding these people to clear your name? No, I wouldn't. In all honesty, I don't think it'll have any bearing on it at all. And in all honesty, why is it up to you to refund people? You haven't taken their money. You haven't had their money. That money went directly to the company. There was no commissions paid to you for people becoming founders, so you haven't had any of that money. And if they want to try and, or they've all had ample opportunity to get a full refund. If you remember, that was open for many years from the company, and they could have gone down that route. So do I think you should do it? No, I don't. But it's a good question, and one that I do know other people have asked. So my honest answer to that is I don't think you should. I don't think it'll have any bearing on what people think of you, and it's not up to you to do the refund anyway. So I wouldn't do that, in all honesty. Again, thank you, John and Jean, for telling people to put questions first. It's very kind of you. Come on, guys, give me some questions and I will try and answer them as honestly as I possibly can. Hi, Sherry Durstwa, nice to see you here as well. So look, I'm scrolling through, guys. Even though everybody comes here to listen to the questions, we need people to ask them so that I can answer them. As Jean has said as well here, everyone is responsible for their own choices to join this journey, and it's a journey that continues. Absolutely, it is. Hello, Dave Doc Rasalski. Good to see you here as well. I have seen as well today, guys, that some of our Indian brothers and sisters did share last night's Arabic webinar on their YouTube channels. Personally, I would take it down. It was a private meeting and specifically not put onto YouTube channels. So if I was one of those opinion, I would take it down. Jean's saying here that it's my opinion is that those who stayed the course will be seen in a very good light for caring enough to weather storms for humanity. Totally agree with you. Okay, here we go from Chris Johnson. You've got a question. How excited is Red for what is coming? I think that is. If you noticed from my live, Chris, that I did, when was it? Tuesday, before we flew out to here. I'm more excited now than I was before. Now, hear me out here. The reason I am is because what I thought we had before really did make me excited for what is possible in my future. Now, obviously, putting aside everything that we've gone through, and we know all these stories because our CEO has told us over the last couple of webinars of what has gone on. Those are unfortunate parts of business. Now, if anybody's had any dealings with business, it's not an easy ride. You know, you can have all the best intentions in the world for what is happening and what you're trying to achieve. But if you get derailed through no fault of your own, then you have to have a good look at your business model. And sometimes you have to start going in other directions to navigate through a quagmire. This is pretty much what's happened to us in OnPassive. So why am I really excited about what is coming? Number one, the next phase of this business is going to be better than what we already know. CEO's told us on many occasions, especially over the last couple of webinars that we've had, is what we are going to see really is going to shock us in a very good way. Now, if he also puts on top of that, that the earning potential through the within the next business is going to be better than what we saw with OnPassive. Now, when I say next business, I mean the next phase, not a brand new business. It's, let's call it the next phase until we know any different. Now, I had already set my stall out of what I thought was possible with OnPassive. And if the status quo of what I know and how I was looking at utilizing the products and the leveraging of everything that I could within the ecosystem, and I'm going to be going to something that's even better than that, you're damn right I'm excited. I'm really excited that we will have something that is going to be very fresh, something that's going to be new, revolutionary, and also something that is going to be, what's the word I want to look for here? Something that people haven't seen before. And I really do believe that that's what is coming for us. Now, this is just my opinion, but am I excited about what is going to be happening? Yes, I am. I've always believed that Ash Mufareh is the guy that is going to give me, through the business, something that I've been looking for a very, very long time. Even through the journey of the last 7 years, nearly, for me, that I've looked at other stuff and you get it sent to you, etc. Nothing comes close to what this guy is trying to do. And if you couple that with all of the things that we know, the earning potential, the technology, the single sign-ons and verifications, all these sort of things certainly point to me in a very positive manner of what is going to be happening in the future. So yes, I am very, very excited about it. I can't wait to get going, by the way. I mean, that is true. This waiting period that we're on at the moment, for me, it is hard because I really want to get my teeth into this. You know, those who have been on the journey, we got itchy feet a little bit, and we want to get going with this new business, this next phase. And so I am very, very excited. Thank you, Chris, for that. That's a great, great question. So Gene said, yes, he is excited. Okay, the Beeve, how you doing? Got a question here. Red, do believe Capmo will still be as promising as was introduced years ago? Yeah, I do. I think they were pillars. If you remember, there was an awful lot of talk about those pillars of Capmo that really helped build OnPassive. Is it going to be completely and automated in the future? We'll have to wait and see. But I do believe that I think that those original pillars of what Capmo was all about, I think will in some way, shape or form be part of the next phase. Why? Because it makes sense to have that, doesn't it? If you have got, or if you are going to give a business to all of us lot, and you can use what the pillars of Capmo were in the new business, then that's going to be very, very appealing to the vast majority of people, isn't it? So if we can integrate that within the next phase as well, then for me that would be something of a massive plus, and also something that I think that the company would want to include. So yeah, I do think it will be there. Again, just my opinion, but there you go. Okay, I take it this is a question. We'll take it anyway. From Deborah Charles, how are you doing? Seeing as 95% of founders can't market, is OnPassive still doing the heavy lifting for us? And is there no cap on affiliate accounts you can purchase as OnPassive 2.0, which is not called 2.0, by the way, will be completely different. If you remember, if you have been listening to the webinars, Ash specifically said there's not going to be any OnPassive 2.0, or there is no part of OnPassive will be there visually in the next phase of the business. Do I believe that there will be marketing done by the company in the next phase? Yes, absolutely. If you, again, I'd like to go back to logic a lot on answering these questions. Why? Because it helps me to maybe understand business things a little bit easier because of the logic behind it. If the company can assist all of us to market, and they are successful in that marketing for us, not only do we benefit from it from a monetary basis, but also the company would benefit, A, for the sales, A, for their part of those sales, but more importantly, what it would do for the expansion of the company. If we're all happy, i.e. the founders of OnPassive and into the new phase, if we're all happy because we are making money in the next phase because of the marketing that the company are helping us do, etc., don't you think that good news will spread very, very fast through all of us? So logically, it would make sense that that part would still be available to us. How it's going to be, I don't know. Is that going to be part of what we pay for when we purchase services, products, etc. in the next phase? I don't know. We will get all that information. Is there still going to be an area where we can buy extra targeted traffic? Again, makes sense to have that, but is it going to be available? We'll have to wait and see. So, but it does make sense to me that that will be available. It's also, if you remember way back, it's also part of what Ash is very good at. When Ash was involved with other companies, part of the reasons they wanted him involved was because he was an amazing marketer. And that's actually what he's really, really good at. So it makes sense that that is going to be in some way, shape or form part of this next phase. Again, this is just my opinion. We don't know for sure, but it would make sense that that is there. And the last question on there was, is there going to be a cap on affiliate accounts that you can purchase? Again, it wouldn't make sense to me for the company to restrict that. If you want to have 10 accounts, if you want to have 100 accounts, why would the company say that you can't have that many? Will they all have to be paid for individually? Yes, they will. Will you have to have different credentials to open that account, i.e. different emails? Yes, you will. But how they all work and operate, I have no idea, because none of us know anything about what the next phase is going to look at. But again, if you look at things logically, why would the company restrict people if they wanted to have more than one account? It wouldn't make sense, as long as the information for that account is different from other accounts. So I hope that's helped you, or hoped that has helped to answer some of those questions. Thank you so much for that, Deborah. Thank you, Takon Thaddeus, for the comments. It's very kind of you. Scrolling through. Question from the Doc Rosalski. Hello, brother. How are you doing? He says, I've had some people ask me, with all the changes, will we still own a product, and do we need to sign up again? Can you put that to bed for them, please? Let's take this in proportions. Will we still have to own a product before we can resell it? My simple answer is yes, I believe that will have to happen. You can't sell something that you don't own first. So my viewpoint on that is yes, you will have to pay for a product or a service before you can resell it. Again, still my opinions, okay? Not that I've heard anything official from corporate, but again, that makes sense, doesn't it? That we would have to own it first before we can resell it. And do we need to sign up again? I think there is going to be a, if you want to call it qualification or KYC, part to moving into the next phase. How that's all going to work out, I don't know. Will we physically have to sign into or make a new account for the next phase? Again, I have no idea on that. But our CEO did say that there is nothing being coming from OnPassive to the new phase. He said the only thing that's going to be there is him and his name. No coding, no nothing is moving from OnPassive to the next phase. So if you think about that part logically, it would make sense that we will have to, when we're told, we will have to enter and probably put in our credentials once again to enter the new phase. Again, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to be given information for it, but I hope that has helped in some way answer some of those questions. Remember, we can only answer the questions with the information than we had before. And if we haven't got that information, we can't answer the question. Durga has questions. With the new chapter, will we be early birds? That's a great question, isn't it? Ash has always said that he will do his very best to, I don't want to use the word reward, but I think he will be very keen to give the people that have followed him over the last however many years it is, and especially those from the early days, I'm sure he will want to help them move forward in the next phase. How that's going to work out and all the rest of it, I don't know. But it does, again, make sense that if you are going to allow people or give something extra to the people that are moving from our existing business with OnPassive to the next phase, then it makes sense that if there is something there for those early birds, then why not utilize that group of people, because it will make a huge amount of difference moving forward in the next phase. So will we see that? I don't know, but I know that Ash has said on occasions that he understands the loyalty that we've shown him over the period of time and all the rest of it. And are we going to be given something because of that? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Gemma Ramiki said, Red, when are you inviting me to another live in your country? Very good question, Gemma. Do you know something? I was talking to Peter Rogers last week, just before he went away with his son down to Devon. And we were talking, and also during this period of time, if you've noticed, Comfort has been putting up pictures of the Manchester event that we had as well. And we were saying that regardless of what's happening at the moment, we will probably look at maybe having a social event shortly once we know what's happening with the next phase. So what I can say to that, Gemma, is watch this space, because you might get some information once the next phase gets going. Here we go. Good questions so far. Thank you, everybody. And I hope these Q&As that I do help in some way, shape or form. Patricia Green, would you please replay the video about leaving family members, etc. on passive positions too? Okay. You can still, well, we don't know moving forward, but as far as leaving your account to somebody else, we recommend that you put it in writing somewhere safe with all the information of that account, the login credentials, any passwords, etc., saying that I would like to leave this account in case anything happens to me to this person. If you've got that written down and you've signed it and dated it, then it's very, very easy. Otherwise, things might get difficult. As far as what was said on that, you'll have, I don't know whereabouts it is, I'm afraid, on my YouTube channel, but that's the basics of it. Let's have a look. Brotherman's had a questions. Being on passive for 5+ years has made me feel like the word soon has lost its meanings. I don't know if you feel this way too. Okay, let me explain something about this. And if you were been on the last 2 webinars with our CEO Ashmi Farah, what he was telling us and what he explained made an awful lot of sense to what happened, and I suppose the backstory to the word soon. Obviously, us, me, Chris Marty, Julie and Jean and all the other people that do webinars and lives across the globe, in whatever country you are in, we can only ever take our information from webinars and what our CEO has said. Excuse me. If you were listening intently, like I do, to our CEO on the last couple of webinars, and I do re-listen a few times, he was basically telling us the timeline, story, and journey of OnPassive, how he was given information from his tech team of how things were progressing, and they were basically telling him it's going to be ready by this date. What he did then was he gave them an extended period of time to get things sorted, just in case things didn't work out and they needed more time. And then he came to us on the webinars and he would say, we're expecting this to happen in this date, if you remember, and by here, or he used to use words like within the spring of this year or the summer of this year, etc. All these sort of things. So when we started, or we talked about it after we'd heard from our CEO, we used to say soon, because in the terminology of what our CEO was saying, that was pretty soon. You know, next month or the month after is soon, really, isn't it? You know, it's a short period of time. And then obviously what happened is that Ash got to the point with a lot of his tech team and some of the products that just wasn't ready. He wasn't prepared to put his stamp on it and sign it off because it wasn't what they said was going to be there. And so it got delayed. And this is where the word soon starts watering down, isn't it? Because we were told soon and soon hasn't happened. It's become long, not soon. And over the years, like yourself, Brotherman, you know, I've been here for longer than 5 years, you have, but over the period of time, wherever it may be, we've stopped using it, or I certainly have stopped using the word soon, because it becomes a word that doesn't relate to the time period of what you're trying to imply. So we try not, or I certainly try not to use that word anymore, because it has no relevance to what is happening as far as I'm concerned now. I'd rather steer away from geeing people up thinking something's going to happen in a short period of time. I'd rather actions speak louder than words. You know, that is exactly where we want to be now moving forward. It's ready, go and have a look, there it is. That's what it's called. Fill your boots. That's what it is. Do I feel the same way about that? I feel it's lost that impact terminology within this business, yes. But I don't think it is a word that we need to disregard altogether. I think it will come back again now. But I also believe that in the next phase, we won't need to utilize that word like we did before. Why? Because our CEO is going to make sure that when we've got number 20 ready, he'll be talking about number 15. So we're always going to be in a position where we are being shown something that has been ready for a while and they're already at 20 rather than the one we're looking at brand new at 15, if that makes sense. So do I feel that it's changed its impact? Yes, I do, because it's lost its importance. And also believe it's a word that we won't be using in the future because there'll be no need for it. So we won't have to. Good question again. Thank you so much for that. We'll do 2 more and then we'll call it a day. Okay, question here from Ram. Nice to see you, mate. Good to see you. He said, I write music blogs on ONet. Do you think it will be possible to recover them? My wife sold 3 Connects but didn't buy one herself. So she's got $1 in her wallet. What's going on with that too? Okay, let's do that in 2 parts then, as far as what I'm thinking. ONet. Do I believe that that information in ONet is still going to be recoverable? The honest answer to that is it depends on how much of the data they manage to recover and save. Okay. Is ONet going to be the same as what we saw before? No, it won't be. We've already been told that any relevance to any products we already know, we probably won't even recognize moving to the next phase. But as far as old information that it is within them, is that still going to be recoverable? Maybe there might be an avenue for you to be able to contact support and request that. I don't know. But again, Ram, we'll have to wait and see what it looks like. We'll have to wait and see if it is available to you or not. Now, onto the question about OConnect, and this probably applies to an awful lot of people, to people that have bought OConnect, but you haven't, and that commissions itself went into your wallets, but you couldn't touch it because you never bought it. So for Ram's scenario here, my wife sold 3 OConnects but didn't buy one herself. So that, if you remember, was part of what that money is in there as well. Remember, you have to own something before you can own a commission. And obviously, in the old wallets, if you purchased OConnect in the future, those commissions that were held there would then come back into play and you would get them. Is that amount of OCoins going to be transferred or move across to the next phase? No idea is the answer to that. We'll have to wait and see. But I do know that our CEO is keen to make sure that everything in the old system is zeroed off. How and what that means, I'm not sure. But he wants to leave and move across with a clean slate. So again, I know it's vague. I know I'm saying we'll have to wait and see, but all I can go off is what he has told us, and that is he wants to make sure that any monies that are owed are paid, i.e. commissions, plus any outstanding legalities are all sorted, plus any outstanding wage amounts, etc., to his staff are all sorted as well. So that is going to be something that we will find out, I'm sure, of how that all works. But for now, we're just going to have to wait and see how it is all going. Jiva says, can we expect OnPassive launch in May? Well, I can tell you now there was not going to be an OnPassive launch because there's nothing from OnPassive coming into the next phase. If you remember, when it's going to happen, I don't know. There's only one person who knows when we are moving into the next phase, and that's our CEO. So we'll do one more. So look, disruptive, that's the word I was looking for. Sorry, I'm still scrolling. Looking for the last question. Michael Champagne or Michelle Champagne is excited too. Good man. Okay, I'll do this question from Patricia Sawyer. How are you doing? Do you think it will be one product or a multitude of products like before? Okay, good question. If you take the scenario of something being completely different from what it was before in all aspects, it would make sense that what we were used to before won't happen in the future. So if you take that logic, then the answer to that would be, I don't think there will be multiple or multitude of products straight away. I think that we will have a completely different feel, different look, and we will be given one, maybe two products at the beginning. My opinion, my gut feeling. I don't think we're going to have all sorts of things happening all the time. I think that it is all part of the strategy of what is going to happen. And part of strategy is to make sure that people don't get bored. I mean, we get bored really very easily here. We've had over the last 3 weeks, except for obviously what's happened today, but we had 2 webinars in very short succession. And before we even have the next one in 7 days, people have got bored. I firmly believe that to keep momentum and to build momentum, we need to have something where they are keeping people's attention. And how do you keep people's attention? By putting something new in front of them. Look at kids. We are very similar as far as people's attention span is concerned. We live in a very a society now where people's threshold of boredom is extremely high. They want to have more things coming at them all the time. I believe that the company know this, and part of their strategy will be to roll out things in succession, one after the other, so that it keeps that momentum going, also engagement as well of what is happening. And if you couple all of that with, in the background, people talking about them earning and making money and all the rest of it, then it's all going to add to the excitement of what is going to happen. So do I think that we're going to have one product or a multitude of them? I think we'll have one, and then we'll have another one, and then we'll have another one, and then we'll have another one, so that all that builds through. But a great question, Patricia, and I hope that has helped answer it a little bit. And also, whilst Patricia's asked as well, do you think, will there be training for products and stuff like on videos? I'm sure we will have all of that involved as well. Again, if you think logically about stuff, it makes sense that the company would want to have something in place where people have got an easy access video to explain how everything works. So do I think there's going to be training for that? Yes, I do. Anyway, guys, that's it from me for this session. I hope it's been of interest.